People, I have been battling with a story the last 2 days since I heard about it. It's a story about a squirrel, Peanut, the squirrel, the most popular social media squirrel. And what happened was that the authorities came by and they took him and a raccoon. You heard it. Pearson, why are you doing a story on this? Because it's big. Right now they say it's the biggest story in America. Look, and it's kind of personal for me, so okay? So let me show you something first. You see this here? That's Tommy. You see Tommy inside my car? That's Tommy. See Tommy on my steering wheel? That's one reason I'm doing the story. Me and squirrels go way back. But people, you know how I think, so please don't think I'm insensitive. I'm just gonna say it. You gotta caution everything you see. Everything you see. When I first saw the story, I was like, wait a minute. Something ain't making sense. I'm gonna play the 4 videos, then I'm gonna get back with you. Don't get mad at me. Don't get mad at me for what I'm showing you. It is what it is. Now listen. A squirrel was taken. A raccoon was taken. This guy owns a farm. I think it's like a non-for-profit. He got all these viewership. He don't know how he gonna make it because Peanut is gone. They literally took the guy. Here he is right here. They took him, put him in the bathroom. 6 to 8 law enforcement took him, put him in the bathroom as they looked for Peanut and Fred. And they said it took them 5 hours. Okay. Now listen to this story, okay?
New York State authorities euthanized a local squirrel who became a social tonight after New York State authorities euthanized a local squirrel who became a social media star. As we first reported on Wednesday, the Department of Environmental Conservation seized Peanut the squirrel and a raccoon named Fred during an armed raid at Peanut's Freedom Farm in Pine City. This story made national headlines and is still today. Today we learned both animals were put down, and we learned that the Chemung County Health Department was also involved in this. Our 18 News investigative reporter Nick Dabina is here with more, including the emotional reaction from Peanut's owner. Nick?
Hey Jim, well before publishing this story, we called Peanut's owner to ask if he had received any updates on Peanut's fate 2 days after the raid. Mark Longo said nobody told him his animals were put down. Now, we first reported on Peanut last year when Longo started Peanut's Freedom Farm in Pine City after rescuing Peanut 7 years ago. Longo said he found Peanut after his mother was hit by a car. He rehabbed Peanut and tried to release him into his backyard, but Peanut never developed the instincts to survive outside.
Cutest thing ever, right? And it tears at your heartstring, right? His mom got hit by a car. This guy rescued him. And that's what he does. He rescues sheep, horses, all that stuff. When I met Tommy, Tommy used to come by my apartment on the first floor and be at my window every day. Every day. See Tommy inside my car? See my racing gloves? See the stick shift for the car? Tommy was everywhere. Tommy went everywhere with me. So I understand what it means to have a squirrel as a pet. I get it. It hurts when he's gone. So this is the story they're telling us now. Watch this.
Gentlemen, let me introduce you to Peanut the squirrel. Peanut the squirrel has millions of social media followers. Here's 570, just 70,000 just on Instagram alone. Peanut the squirrel is a rescue squirrel that brought joy to millions and millions of people every single day. Peanut the squirrel has 3 million social media followers across platforms and just did cute little squirrel things with his owners. Look at this. This is the life of Peanut the squirrel. Just hanging out, being a squirrel, living a happy, healthy, playful, enjoyable little life, bringing joy to millions and millions every single day. Baking with Peanuts. There you go. Peanut the squirrel holds signs, jumps and hangs out, snuggles and eats nuts. And there you go. Peanut the squirrel helps with the laundry, and this is the life of Peanut the squirrel.
It's crazy, right? It's crazy. It's crazy. Okay. Here he is here. Some more antics. Watch this.
Mark Longo says he was blindsided on Wednesday morning when agents from the State Department of Environmental Conservation came looking for his famous squirrel.
I was just going through my daily routine of feeding all of our 71 rescue horses at our nonprofit Animal Rescue. Midway through that, a line of DEC officers, about 6 to 8 of them, showed up and gave me a warrant for a squirrel and a raccoon.
The search warrant said Longo was in unlawful possession of wildlife. He says agents ransacked his property for 5 hours until they found Peanut and Fred the raccoon.
We complied. We weren't allowed to move. We were police escorted into the bathroom. Mind you, this is a search warrant for a squirrel and a raccoon. And I feel like this was a little bit of an overkill.
Longo says he was working on the necessary paperwork to be able to legally own Peanut as an educational animal.
You're not only hurting my family by taking Peanut away from me, but you're also hurting the organization that we started on the back of a rescue squirrel. We named this
New York, people. You know, I teach the 5 C's. This is in New York, people. I'm going to say it again. This is in New York. They say it's an overreach. 6 to 8 police, highly trained, put him in the bathroom, I believe his wife as well, as they looked for the squirrel and the raccoon. Don't you think they could have just had the owners find them? Think about what I'm saying. I want you to think about this story. I want you to think about this story. Don't get mad now. Here we go.
We just learned that they have euthanized Peanut.
And the raccoon as well.
And the raccoon as well. I am so sorry. This must be really difficult for you.
It not only tears my family apart, but Peanut was the cornerstone of our nonprofit Animal Rescue. And 10 to 12 DEC officers raided my house as if I was a drug dealer. I was sat outside my house for 5 hours. I had to get a police escort to my bathroom. I wasn't even allowed to feed my rescue horses breakfast or lunch. I was sat there like a criminal. After they interrogated my wife to check out her immigration status, then proceeded to ask me if I had cameras in my house, then proceeded to go through every cabinet, nook, and cranny of my house for a squirrel and a raccoon.
They got a search warrant?
They got a...
People, I think some of y'all know where I'm going with this. It's got, look, people, squirrel comes out to 47. Is that coincidence? We're looking for the 47th president. And Trump was out of New York, was he not? Now, also, scroll came out to 97. I just erased it, so let me get it back. We're gonna get it back. But I gotta spell it the right way, and my spelling is not the best. SQUIRREL, I believe. There it is. Squirrel is also 97. You see that? 97. Now watch this. Let's go back. What's the 97th day of the year? April 7th. What is April 7th? That's a 4-7. Isn't that also the 47th president? Come on, y'all. Work with me. Now here's Fred, the raccoon. 33 and 24. 33 is Masonic. 24 is what? X. Come on now, work with me. I've been teaching y'all for years. Huh? Let me see if I can get this right. Let me see here. Because I didn't even spell raccoon. Let me do this on the fly. Spell raccoon. R-A-C-C-O-O-N. Raccoon coming up to 39. I'm sorry, 33. That's even Masonic. I don't know the other ones offhand, but look, let's go down the road. Now let's read this. This is deep. I want y'all to follow me. Just follow me. Peanut the squirrel, Instagram star, euthanized by New York State. New York. Okay, there he is. Him and his wife. Got cats, everything going on. New York, Peanut the squirrel, a pet that gained social media fame, was euthanized by New York State wildlife officials as part of a test for rabies. Mark Longo, Peanut's owner, claimed excessive force was used to seize his pet squirrel. Earlier in the week, statewide officials said it was illegal to own the wild animal. Longo launched Peanut the squirrel to social media fame over the past 7 years. In a video posted to his Instagram account, he said, through tears, Peanut was the best thing that ever happened to us. So go down the road. October 30th, this happened. And I want to point out the spelling. They don't point it out the regular way. It's Peanuts Freedom Farm. Peanuts. Okay? Peanut. Let's go back. P-N-U-T-S. Peanuts comes out to 45. Just like it's spelled. What is 45? Isn't that not Trump? Why all these coincidences? Are they just coincidences? I'm just asking. Peanuts Freedom Farm comes out to 194. What is 194? You ready for this one? I don't think y'all ready for this one. Peanuts Freedom Farm. I'm going to show you again so I'm not making nothing up. Peanuts. Peanuts. That's how it's spelled. Peanuts Freedom Farm. That's what it's called. Comes out to 194 in Ordinal. What if I told you the 194th day of the year is July 13th? I told you to work with me. I didn't want to do it. Because I'm like, people going to get mad at me. They gonna leave me alone. Don't leave me alone, people. I have a hard job. I have a very hard job. I'm trying to earn subscribers. But when I see something questionable, don't you appreciate that I should say something? What are the odds that this name would come out to 7/13? What is July 13th? What happened to Trump on July 13th, people? Come on, y'all. Think about what I'm saying. Look at all these numbers. Raccoon, 33. Peanuts, 45. Come on, man. Peanuts Freedom Farm, come out to 194, which is the day that Trump got hit in the ear, allegedly. Then Squirrel is 47. Come on, man. Just appreciate what I'm doing. Don't get mad at me. Just hang in there, people. Look, people, if I told you everything I found, this is a short video. If I showed you everything I found, it would blow your mind. Now, why is this going on allegedly? Well, you got overreach by these police. Don't you think the police would use better discretion than this? Who in their right mind signs up for law and order and puts the owner in a bathroom while they look for a squirrel and a raccoon. Baby, that's a story that they tell you when you watching cartoons when you 3, 4, 5 years old, giggling on your mama's lap, throwing applesauce in her face. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me, man. Stop playing with me. I'm not saying, but I'm saying. Why these numbers coming out the way they're coming out? I had a squirrel. Tommy rode with me everywhere. You see him in the car with me? See? On top of the headrest? See? That's my boy. I'm still crying. I lost him. See him on the steering wheel? See? That's my squirrel. He hung out with me. I used to have an MR2 club. See me there with my blue? That's my club. I had an MR2. I had 2 or 3 car clubs when I was growing up. This was in 1983 I had this. That's when I had Tommy. That's my boy. See him in the and I had a blue MR2 and a black MR2. This personal with me. I owned a squirrel. And my friends knew about it. He hung out with us everywhere. Shoot, what problem? How did I get him? I told you I lived on the first floor. I used to hang right there in front of my window all the time. I'd give him peanuts, food, whatever I give him. I thought it was just for a few days. He wouldn't leave. One day somehow, I guess I left the window open, he was in. When I say he was in, he was in. I put him out. He came back. I'm like, is this a thing? What's up with Tommy? So, what I do every morning, I leave the window open. And it became a habit. I'm like, well, I guess he want to hang out with me. So I just let him sleep. One day I just let him in and I never opened the screen back. That's a true story. He bit me one time. I couldn't find him. I came home from work. I'm like, where is Tommy at? I checked everywhere. I was scared because I thought I threw him out with the trash. I went to the garbage can, couldn't find him. Then someone told me to go in my closet, and I reached in my jacket, in one of my suits, and Tommy bit me for the first time. He ain't never bit me, but he bit me that day. I guess I woke him up. I don't know. Look, y'all, I owned a squirrel. You can see. This Tommy, I had to go way back and find these pictures. Because when I heard about this situation with Peanut, I'm like, well, yeah, I understand how you feel. But I want to know why these numbers coming out the way they're coming out. It's in New York. Trump is from New York. You got 47 coming up. You got 45 coming up. Well, Pearson, these things just happened. Oh, okay. Maybe it's about law enforcement looking bad. Maybe that's what it is, trying to make law enforcement look bad. Put in the comment section how you really feel. We adults. I'm trying to grow the channel. I ain't trying to lose nobody, but baby, look, why? Tell me why these numbers is coming up. Tell me why these numbers is coming up. And if I showed you other stuff that I just had to figure out which numbers I would show you, because it will blow your mind. I was like, this is unbelievable. When I first found out about this story yesterday, I'm like, I said, Pearson, you can't run this. You got too many animal lovers out here. You're going to hurt them. They're going to be mad. Then I'm like, wait a minute. It ain't like you insensitive. You owned a squirrel, just like he did. So maybe they'll understand, because I'm feeling some type of way like, wait a minute. I owned a squirrel too. And I start really looking at this. I start looking, and I start looking, and I start looking, and I start looking. Hello? I start looking and looking. I saw a lot of stuff. Put in the comment section, tell me what you think you saw. Or did you question the story? Have you ever owned an illegal animal? It brings joy to you. But I'm telling you, this political season, and I don't put nothing past them. I don't put nothing past the powers. I'm Franchise Pearson. Tell me what you think. God bless.